little over 1 week away from our Super Bowl. The Oscars! Of course, the biggest show of the entire year that we have been waiting for. So what better time to put out my personal ranking of all 9 Best Picture nominees. And after I'm done with that, I'm going to discuss the odds of where I think the films are going to fall in the Academy's mind and where they're going to go for Best Picture. I think you follow me. So let's start with my personal feelings, my personal ranking of all 9 of these films. If you know me and you've been watching on the channel, I think you know which one is number 9. It's Little Women. Sorry guys, I know there's a lot of people out there that love it. It just did not work for me. It was missing the heart and the warmth of the 94 version. I didn't believe these women were sisters. It felt more like friends to me. It just didn't work. It didn't click. I can respect Greta Gerwig for trying to do something new with the time jumping, the flashbacks and forth, but I didn't care for that. I really, really didn't. So that's my number 9. Number 8 is The Irishman because it was long. It was a long movie. 3.5 hours is super long. Plus, I did not see it in the theater. Like most people, I saw it at home on Netflix. And I don't think it's meant for that. I think it's meant to be seen on screen in the theater. So that really makes a difference of impact. And I just don't, it didn't work. It didn't work for me. I mean, it's a great movie. These are all wonderful movies. I'm not dogging any of them. But my personal, with the other films, I can't. It's got to go to number 8. Number 7, I put Marriage Story. And that's because, yet again, it's a good film with great performances. But amongst this pack of massive films, it's the forgettable one, because actually when I was making my list, I forgot one, and it was Marriage Story. So I think that says a lot. Number 6, I'm putting Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm on the bubble with this because I want to love it so much like I do with the other films, but I just can't get there. However, when I first saw this in the theater, I really hated it. And then upon a second viewing, I enjoyed it a lot more. So maybe if I watch it a third, a fourth, a fifth time, then I'll come to love it. But for right now, it's in the middle of my pack at number 6. Number 5 is Ford v Ferrari. I know nothing about racing. I didn't know anything about the story. And I love when a film can drop some knowledge on my brain. And this film certainly did. Plus these performances given by Christian Bale and Matt Damon, their relationship, that's like the core of the movie. I absolutely adored this movie and I fell in love with it, and I can't wait to buy it on Blu-ray on February 11th. Little plug for them. All right, number 4, surprise, surprise, I'm putting 1917. A lot of people know that I highly enjoyed this film considering it's a war movie, and I'm usually not that big of a fan of war films, but this absolutely kept my attention. I was captivated by it. Is he going to get the message across? I was on the edge of my seat the entire time, and the way Sam Mendes filmed this was absolutely epic. However, there's 3 other movies that made way more of an impact on me. And number 3 is Parasite. Like me, everyone else is loving Parasite. I finally watched it a few days ago. I have to agree with everyone. It's a fantastic film. Absolutely. If there's any foreign film that is capable of winning and should win Best Picture, it is Parasite. If this won Best Picture, I would not be sad. If any of these films won Best Picture, except for Little Women, I would not be sad, because all of these films are, I'm looking down on my list, all these films are so deserving of winning. Any of them could win, absolutely. But Parasite is really at the top of the list. Number 2 is Jojo Rabbit. I was very hesitant about going into the theater and watching this. I didn't know how Taika Waititi was going to make Nazis humorous, funny. I hate to say funny, but humorous in a, it's a satire. I didn't know how that was going to go over. It was absolutely brilliant. He rode the line, and it was just a wonderful thing to watch. He balanced everything perfectly. Wonderful performances all around, especially by Scarlett Johansson. The shoes, Every time I talk about it, the shoes, that scene got me so bad. Oh my God. Anyway, let's move on. Number one, obviously, is Joker. This was my number one movie of 2019. It evokes a bunch of feelings for me. I was horrified by it. I was intrigued. It was a little bit funny at times. It was tragic. It's everything. You feel every single emotion while watching Joker. You feel sorry for him. You say he's crazy. You're like, what is he doing? But yet you're rooting for him at the same time. It's kind of a mind fuck if you think about it. Joker is a mind fuck in a good way. It's not a horrible way. And it really opens your mind to what is going on in society. What is going to happen if this continues? This potentially could happen in real life. And that is scary. And as far as nominations go, I mean, the whole film overall is just brilliant. Score, cinematography, acting performance. It's just it's the top for me. It is the top. Now, let's get into my ranking of where I think the Academy is thinking of what their list would look like. So number 9 is Ford v Ferrari. I think we all know there's no way in hell Ford v Ferrari is going to win Best Picture. It should just be lucky it was nominated. Number 8, I'm putting Little Women. Again, okay film for some people. They love it. Personally, not me. I don't think it has a chance, even though it does have acting nominations, costumes, adapted screenplay. They missed out on that director award. That is kind of a big one, so I don't think it's going to win. It's not really on the radar. Number 7 is Marriage Story. It is the forgettable movie out of this bunch of 9. So number 6, The Irishman. It is kind of, the dark horse of this list. However, I don't think I would count it out completely. You never know. It could be the green book of this year, complete shock. Who knows? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my number 5. It's Quentin Tarantino. The Academy might think, let's give it to him. It's time. This is his epic movie. I would not be surprised if he pulled an upset. Number 4, I'm putting Jojo Rabbit. I know it's a long shot, but Oscars, you never know. The kookiness, the quirkiness, it might work in its favor. So it could happen. Number 3, I'm putting Joker only because it has the most nominations. It has 11. And usually when the most nominated movie has, let me say it again. When a movie has the most nominations, there we go, it wins Best Picture. I would not count out Joker. Do not count it out. 2 is Parasite. Like I said before, if any film is capable of winning Best Picture that's a foreign language film, it's going to be Parasite. This is going to be a very tight race because when you think about it, if 1917 and Parasite maybe cross each other out, it could be Joker. I don't know. I'm just saying it could happen. However, we already talked about Joker and Parasite. My number 1 choice is 1917, an epic war masterpiece film. I think the Academy are suckers for that. They love stories like that. However, Saving Private Ryan did not win that year. It was Shakespeare in Love. I don't know. This is a whole mess. It's a mess because any film could come in and win at this point. Any film, because we all have reasons for every single film to win. What is your reason? Please let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear about it. Let's start a conversation. Let's talk about this for the next week until my live reaction. You know I'm going to do a live reaction as always. Of course, this Sunday we have the BAFTAs and then next Sunday is the Oscars. So we are heading to the end of award season. It's been a wonderful time. Thank you so much for watching. Smash that like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you at the movies.